Eventually, all cars will be electric. Some car makers are building all new cars with futuristic designs, like Ford with the Mustang Mach-E. Other car makers, however, are opting to put electric motors in their existing designs, and in some cases, that's a good thing. The 2022 Mini Cooper is available with an electric motor, and it combines some of the best things about the Mini Cooper and an electrified experience. The electric Mini Cooper is both a ton of fun to drive and a bit of a niche option. It may be fun to drive, but you can't drive it for long without a recharge. So who's it for? That's the question I've been trying to answer. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you find it helpful. It really helps support my work, and I would appreciate that support.
Let's start with the car's exterior. If you're a fan of the overall look of the Mini Cooper, you'll love the look of the electric SE model. It looks just like a Mini Cooper, but a little refreshed. I'm reviewing the two-door Mini Cooper hardtop, which is one of only 2 electric Mini Coopers available, the other being the Countryman. The 2022 model of the car gets the same exterior updates as the rest of the range. There's a new front-end look with a larger grille and fog lights that are now integrated with the main headlights. And the car has a new contoured rear bumper that makes it look a little wider than it really is. But the overall changes just give the car a bit of a refreshed look, and in general, the car looks just like the Mini you've come to know and love. It's got the buggy headlights, the hatchback rear, and the quirky styling. My model has a white top and yellow mirror caps, and I love the look. It's unique and fun and fits the overall vibe of the Mini. And the optional 17-inch scissor spoke wheels help give the car a sporty look too. The fun vibe extends to the interior of the car. Perhaps the biggest upgrade to the car's interior is the fact that it sports a new 8.8-inch display, which is surrounded by an ambient lighting ring that can change colours. It's not the only display in the car though. There's also the 5.5-inch digital instrument cluster, which shows things like the driving range and battery level, along with everything else you would expect. Unlike some electric cars out there, Mini has avoided ceding complete control of the car to the built-in screen, and I really like that. The controls on the Mini are well designed and easy to use, and I love the switches that turn the car on and off and control things like regen braking. It can look a little cluttered at times, but it makes controlling the car more tactile and intuitive. Electric car makers have some way to go before they figure out how to make controlling everything through a display easy. The two-door model of the Mini Cooper is small. As such, don't expect a ton of space anywhere behind the driver's seat. The passenger seats are small and cramped, and there's little storage at the back, except for perhaps a few groceries. It's not really the purpose of the car, but if you're looking for something for the family or to really move stuff around, you want to at least look at the 4-door non-electric Mini, if not a completely different car. For the driver, however, the car is relatively comfortable. It's built with premium materials like a nice soft leather and offers features like a heated steering wheel. Most of the front is plastic, but it doesn't look or feel bad. The car has a USB-A and USB-C port, and there's a wireless charging pad in the right armrest.
The infotainment system on the 2022 electric Mini is pretty easy to navigate and get around, though I did find that there were a few bugs every now and then. Thankfully, those bugs were limited to visuals rather than actual features of the infotainment system. I also found that while the system was a little faster than most others, it was also a bit slow at times, which is unfortunately pretty common. I hope that car makers continue to include better processors for their infotainment systems in the future. Now, thankfully, if you don't want to interact with the car's built-in infotainment system, you don't have to. That's because the car supports Apple's CarPlay Wireless. Unfortunately, there's no Android Auto support, which seems like a pretty major and strange omission from Mini.
Of course, like any other electric car, range and charging are an important consideration to make, and they're also an area where the 2022 Mini Cooper falls flat a little. Why? Well, the car has a range of a rather unimpressive 110 miles. That's less than half other electric cars out there. For some, that won't matter. Those that can charge at home and plan to really only use this car around town will be perfectly happy with the range, as the car will remain charged up all the time. But if you can't charge at work, then you'll find yourself having to charge as often as a few times per week, which can be a little annoying. Thankfully, charging times aren't too long. Because the car's battery is relatively small, it doesn't take too long to charge at a maximum charging speed of 50 kilowatts. According to Mini, the car can charge to 80% in 35 minutes. Alternatively, with a level 1 home charger, you can charge it up in around 4 hours. Then we get to the driving experience, and the 2022 electric Mini Cooper is an absolute blast to drive. The front-wheel drive motor is able to produce 181 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque. The result?
You can get from 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds, which is a little faster than most other small EVs out there. Couple that speed with the small size and you've got an almost go-kart-like driving experience, in a good way. Now, I'm only going to say this word once because I can't say it often. Regenerative. 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 The car basically offers 2 regen braking modes, and they basically boil down to being on or off. In the off position, the car feels like any other car, coasting along when you take your foot off the accelerator. In the on position, you can basically drive the car with one pedal. It might have been nice for some to get a mode in the middle, but I prefer using regen braking, so I used it in the on position without any issue. The steering in the car is pretty precise. Couple that with the great suspension and the car is able to handle turns with ease and without really any lean. Now, while you might prefer to drive the car yourself, you don't have to do it all if you don't want to. There is an option for the Driver Assistance Plus package, which comes with things like adaptive cruise control, whereby you can set the cruise control to adjust based on the distance to the car in front of you. That package also comes with the Park Distance Control feature, which uses sensors on the front, back, and sides of the car to alert you when you're getting close to an obstacle. For some, the Driver Assistance Plus package may be worth it, but others I think will be fine just driving the Mini themselves.
The electric Mini Cooper SE is an absolute blast. If you're interested in buying it, you'll need to look past a few things, like the very low range and the lack of storage space. But if you can look past those things and are looking for a car to drive around town and charge at home, you'll absolutely adore the electric Mini Cooper driving experience.